What's up, everybody, and welcome back to How to Play here on the channel. Today, I'm going to be talking about Ben Lambright's 7th place finish at the KC RLE, his good symbol Midoriya 3 deck. In this video, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the deck list. You're going to get to see the whole list, and then I'm going to talk about the strategies and tactics that involve inside of the list, and then we'll take a re-look at the deck list and see how the whole picture fits together. So, first and foremost, when it comes to Midoriya, he makes his kicks very big. He gives his kicks and punches very big. He makes his kicks and punches have either breaker 2 or stun 2, two incredible keywords. And then once per game, he draws a card for each character card in your stage. So as a panic button or a bit of an extender, I'm gonna play a little bit deeper. So the deck strategy really is he wants absolutely huge stun. He wants the biggest stuns possible. Big scaling stats depending on how often you can build in your character cards, which are only 3 difficulty. Amazing disruption by taking any of these really awesome, really potent punches and giving them breaker, and then, you know, in a panic, draw a bonus card. Hey, I've stacked my deck. I'll draw an extra one. Oh, I need an additional discard outlet. I'll draw one. I've looked and seen the top card of my deck. I'll draw one. Incredible, as long as you're paying attention to how things works. Let's talk about some of the tactics. Let's talk about the bombs, right? Our first bomb under good punches has got to be, we gotta represent Texas Smash. Texas Smash says it's a 4-high for 3 combos with any punch in our deck. It says that it gets 4 damage, it gets more damage off of Midoriya, and I can discard one of the cards that in my hand that aren't doing anything for my next one to get an additional 4 damage. Feels incredible. Up next, I want to talk about Wind-Up Punch. If my opponent has built out a ton because they have to be afraid of the stun that I have, it gets a little easier to play. And then if I've discarded one or more cards this combat phase, which there are plenty of outlets to do, we just talked about Texas, there's others, it gets stunned too. One of the big things to note about Midoriya too is that he can't give stun to a card that already has stun. Well, Wind-Up Punch doesn't have stun, it gives itself stun. So sometimes Wind-Up Punch is a stun 4 opener. So that is absolutely incredible. And the last card that we have as a bomb, truthfully, is just Capture Evildoers. This character wants to play big long strings and gets momentum, steals momentum really very, very easily because of early turn, big stun, get one move, build a pass. And so I'll go play an attack, Capture Evildoers. Because of the amount of draw power I had once I clear my card pool, I basically get to start my turn over and then keep playing attack cards. So Capture Evildoers, after I've stolen that momentum by hitting a poke or using Capture Evildoers Enhance itself to steal a momentum from my opponent, if they were foolish enough to take one, I can essentially take an extra turn, which feels really, really strong in a card game. The next thing I want to talk about is just huge stun, right? We've got things like Back Alley Haymaker, which can't get the stun 2 from Midoriya, but can get the can set up for Heroic Strike to get the stun 2, which is an easy stun 6. And just like with Wind-Up Punch, if my opponent does decide to build out big and happens to go to deadlock, I've got Pull No Punches to help this, where all my punch attacks get +2 speed and stun 1 in order to try and really bring that home. You can't go to 11 Foundations versus Midoriya 3, even though you really, really want to. And then the last thing is Midoriya covers the damage, so we need foundations in our deck to cover the speed. Things like note taking, things like One with Nature, discarding those cards for +2 the block modifier, and then after I've discarded a number of cards, get an extra damage. I mean, discard a card for +2/+1 is insane. Flipping a 1-diff 1/5/2 low block for any of my punches to get +2 speed is insane. These all feel the synergy that happens inside of a good simple punch deck is just peak at this moment. It's peak at this moment. And then my last one, with our once per game draw at least 1 card, we've got things like Celebrity Status and Destined for Mainstream Success. Destined, if I happen to peek at the top card of my deck and I know what it is, I can flip and then draw it. Celebrity Status, stacking a momentum that I've already touched and then using my once per game to draw. Final Smash, add a card from my discard pile to the top of my deck, any card that I want it to be, use my once per game, at least draw 1. All incredible tools that we get to use. And so now when we come back to the deck list, we get to kind of look at everything as a whole, right? We've got Valiant Assault and Hardened Jab in order to keep our resources up in conjunction with giving those moves stun 2 or breaker feels really, really powerful. Things like Passing the Torch and Your Finish for that little extra draw power, Lost in Thought for some disruption, and we even have a little bit of damage reduction with things like Self-Sacrifice. Feels incredible. This is an absolutely amazing deck. So with that said, big shout outs to Ben Lambright for his 7th place finish with Midoriya 3. Absolutely amazing, man. With that, thank you much for watching the video. I greatly appreciate it. If you like this and you want to see more, make sure you let me know down in the comments down below and check out all the other how to plays. With that, thank you much, and I wish you well.